You'll believe it's not gonna be alright. You'll believe it's What a game. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Good stuns. That's a kill. Now that's a Swift Shiho. We know that's a Swift Shiho. It started. There's no procs. It needs to live this. It needs to live. Oh my god. 1 HP for the reaction. He knows the writing might be on the wall. They're trying everything in the back. Oh my god. Ammo's so stoked. They got rid of the invincibility, but it's not enough. Dude, he's gonna take the kill on the minion. This is what it takes. This is what it takes to take down Team Simba. Oh my god, with another skill 3 to rip away the invincibility that was... This is probably going to be the thing that takes the invincibility.
Let's see. No, see, that's my Gojo. I fought Gojo. He stole my invincibility every turn. I picked this unit. He doesn't strip anything. Save the skill 2. And there, all the buffs. Wow.
All right. And no lockdown. Oh my god, he's reeling back. He felt that one. Ace. Oh, dude, and that's it, man. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Guardians Club Tournament. This time for the Grand Finals. My name is Evan, and with me at the virtual desk, it's Hiroshin. What's up, Hiro?
Hey guys, how are you? It's nice to be back. I'm excited for today's matchups.
That's awesome. Me too, man. It's good to have you back. We did the first one together, and now we're closing it out together. This is a big one, guys. We have narrowed down our participants to 4 remaining teams composing the finals today. We are out of the round robin phase. So that means we're not doing best of 1s anymore. Now we are doing best of 3s. It's been a 2 versus 2 tournament the whole way through. That hasn't changed. Got 1 content creator plus a Guardians Club member. We've matched higher ranks with lower ranks. It was 3 points per win in the round robin format. And now we find ourselves in the finals, having narrowed down our teams to just 4, who are all getting the drip, but only 1 team will get the medals, marking their win at the 2025 Guardians Club Tournament. Hiro, this is pretty exciting, man.
Yeah, you know, another great 2v2 conclusion is going to happen today. I'm just excited at the fact that we actually got to run these 2v2 matches in a tournament setting.
Me too. That's like the best part of this. You know, getting 2 versus 2 in a competitive format, tournament scene is very cool. And here are our last teams. We got Team Y because I'm a G. We got Team Apps, Team Simba, and Team Bloom in the finals. And I'm looking at the chat, and I see a few members of these teams in chat right now. Killer Rain's here. I saw Bloom in there too. Wait, welcome, guys. Hope y'all are focused in right now, had some time to prep for the finals, because with medals on the line, you know you want to put your best foot forward, though everybody is getting that sweet, sweet drip, Hiro.
Oh yeah, and you know, being a previous Guardian Club tournament winner, that medal, these are nice trophies that they give out for sport. How would we say, friendly competition? But it's a sick trophy. It's a nice bragging right for sure.
Weirdly legit for such a friendly tournament. You know what I mean? Weirdly legit, and I really want one of these hoodies. But unfortunately, I'm not part of the tournament in that way. So it's like these are for the participants. They've earned them. They've put in the work. I mean, they definitely deserve it because they've given us such a good show over these weeks. Guys, chat, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Friday the 13th. Let's hope that doesn't have any effect on anybody's procs or anything today, or accuracy res checks. Who knows? You know, not exactly the luckiest day to have a tournament finals, Hiro.
And Boom in the chat saying, I'm scared. Appropriate for Friday the 13th. Very appropriate.
It's so true. What's up, guys? What's up, Bloom? East of the Dawn. We got Gigiana in chat. We got Bubba V. Not Killer Rain is here, as well as Ultra Deathlord. Good to see everybody. We're streaming to both Twitch and YouTube today, so thank you all so much for joining us today on the day of the finals. I want to hear from chat and also from Hiro. Who you guys got? Who do you think is going to win the whole thing? Hiro, do you have a favorite going into this?
Having a favorite to have a favorite is hard. You know, we're friends with a lot of on both sides, the competitors and the influencers. I can't pick favorites, but if I had to say someone's looking strong coming into this, we're gonna go with Team Simba. They, you know, almost undefeated across the board, highest number of points at the moment, and no one has been able to find an answer for the level of speed that they've brought today. So I'm really excited to see if there's anybody who's going to be able to climb that mountain and just take them off their throne.
Exactly. And I don't think anybody would fault you for saying that, dude, because we got stats. This is all data driven. You know, Team Simba has brought something to the table that has proven to be difficult to be dealt with. Like, people have not been able to download that and come up with a coherent solution, at least not for long. They've lost matches, but, you know, they were our point leader in the round robin section for a reason. What's going on, Stoic? Welcome to the chat. Say good luck, teams, today. They're going to need it. They're going to need it. Again, guys, no more best of ones. I'm so glad to be saying that. We're now in best of threes. And that's big. So Hero, we know that 3 rounds in like a competitive scene for normal Summoners War gameplay on 1v1 is like instrumental. How much does that play a role in 2 versus 2?
You know, it gives you a second chance to come back and really formulate an answer for what you weren't able to come back and beat the first time, right? So like when you're doing 1 round, that's it. It's you're flight or flight. There's no in between, and that is actually one of the strong suits of Team Simba's whole repertoire right now. Is the fact that like they didn't have to come back and fight anybody twice, so that speed you can really use that to your advantage. But now they'll know your turn order going into the next thing, so they can have an answer just kind of tucked away, and I'm like, oh, okay, I now know what your turn order is. I'm gonna pick this out to disrupt that completely. So I'm really intrigued to see how that's going to affect the outcome of that speed-based team.
Yes, dude, I'm so glad you said that, because the team archetype that is most likely to lose something from a best of 3 or a best of 5 in the finals is a snipe comp. Something like that. So I love what you said. It's like someone could roll into round 1 with like a notepad. You know, you're purely in there to take notes on the turn order. So let's hope they've got something else in the back end there, because they're going to need something in their pocket to bust out in case people get to know what they're bringing. But first of all, here we got Team Y, because I'm a G, versus Team Apps. And I know they've got some fans, because I'm watching the chat right now. I asked people who their favorites are, and people have already started weighing in here. So Team Y cuz versus Team Apps. We know that Team Apps has brought a lot of heat, a lot of volatility in their games before this, Hero.
Yeah, and then, you know, on Team Waika's side, you had stacked boxes, same rune quality. You know, it's been a fun match. It wasn't too much of anybody just being blown out of the water. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to come back and answer in round 2s and 3s.
Yeah, I don't know how Killian is both in the pick fan phase and in chat right now, but we'll see. I think he's gonna lock in here in a second. I want to say hi to Stosh and Co. What's up, Stosh and Co? Also, we got Harlem Gamer in here, both participants from the Creator Clash that just came through. Good to see you guys here today. There's a big turnout for this.
I mean, it's a Summoners War tournament, man. What can we say? It's the finals. I'm excited to see people here.
Yeah, this is the one to show up for. Look at this, dude. Man, Waika's bringing some speed here with Yonhong and Etna, super high base speed units as well. Like really trying to get that turn 1. They're bringing something different than normal in Apps, bringing the Velasca.
And you know what that really tells me? To me, it says that Team Waika's has been prepping for their next match. All that speed there, they're ready. They're already in their head, locked in that they're going to finals. That's what this draft tells me right now. We'll see how well they can hold to what they're thinking.
Yeah, let's see if it pays off, because I've never seen a team say, I want turn 1 more than this. I mean, a Woonsa to wrap that up from Alucard 2. So what's interesting here is Team Apps is not exactly forfeiting turn 1. Like, they're bringing high base speed units too. They're saying, fine, we'll fight, but they have enough tank to withstand it if they lose that opening turn there. Oh, dude.
Last pick.
Yo. That's awesome.
That's not something you get to see every day, chat.
That is awesome. Now, it should be noted, there's only, now 4 passives in play. I imagine at least one of these is going to get knocked down the pick pan phase. Still a great Jara. Jara the Dark Phoenix shuts down passives whenever she attacks. So it's great. You know, we love watching Jara.
the bans here. Ah, the jar is out. Gianna's gone. Very interested to see that the water monkey was banned out of those selections there.
Yeah, the Water Monkey King has, you know, if there's been an MVP of the tournament thus far, I think it might be Shiho. After last week, I don't think anybody wants to like give that unit an inch, you know, to play with, because like it'll take a mile for sure. Here we go, guys. First round in the first set, Team Wycuz versus Team Apps in the semifinals here at the finals for the Guardians Club tournament of 2025. Let me know who you guys are rooting for in chat. I see people saying they're rooting for Evan. You root for Evan, you lose, dude. That's
we're last place.
we'll get back into that game shortly. It looks like something happened while they were loading in, and now here we go. Set for turn one. We got the boost.
Team
we got
Wycuz. They take turn one. Woonsa gonna do what Woonsa does. Defense break.
Now this is some really good tempo that they got up top here. They banked on wanting it and they took it. That was great that they made such a play for turn one. This is different. That actually could potentially be a kill setup for Zeratul early. This is going to be a big loss for Team Apps.
Of course, that takes the Zeratul away. But because he attacked the opposite side, he of course didn't get the return on his attack bar, right, with the Ethna. That's one of those kind of small nuance things that doesn't quite work the way it does in regular.
Yeah, well said, dude. So this is interesting. So Pat, we see Pat taking his hands off the tablet here. He's like fully thinking about what he's doing. Or maybe he's just saying, you know, I'm not going to be moving for a while, right? You know, he's got, not only is he frozen, but his cooldown times have been increased. So I don't think he's going to be contributing for just a second. That's probably where his head is at right now.
The good news is they took out a lot of their main damage. So, you know, right now they have one target to really focus here. Everything else is pushing attack bars, slowing down, bringing back.
Conagate in chat says, to be fair, Evan, you haven't lost a single match yet. Yeah, I guess if you don't play a match, you technically have a 100% win rate. You're right about that.
To be undefeated.
Yeah, well said. Now, Apps securing the first takedown on the side of Wakazama G. It's a tough trade, man. Like, getting that early kill on the Zeratul is really impactful, but is that kill worth losing an entire team's worth of rotations plus your cooldowns? And now look at this. They're taking them just one by one.
One at a time. So we focused so hard on the Zeratul, now it's coming back. Yeah, a little bit too much speed on Wycuz's side. I'm gonna point out Stoic's comment. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't take my last place from me. I earned that fair and square.
That's great. That's awesome. Oh, and so Team Apps here has brought enough to weather the storm. You know, I love the aggression here in the early kill, but like there was just way too much control on the clapback.
They definitely didn't have a follow-up answer. They used all the DPS that they had in that first attack. But you know, something like that might work when you have a comp like Team Simba, where they're sacrificing a lot of their survivability for speed. But it seems like Apps is kind of doing a little bit of the opposite and finding a sweet medium where they have enough stats to survive the initial beating, but then they're like, hey, I still brought some damage in my back pocket.
Yeah, first game of the best of 3 goes to Team Apps. I will say there, Hero, as well. It's like, you know, what's really complicated about that whole thing is that, like, when you go back, you're like, oh, maybe in retrospect, now with hindsight, maybe Zabala was the target. But then Hagang is just there, just being ready to be a thorn in your side, dude.
Just do what they're doing.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? So it's so tough. I'm really curious to see how Team Wycuz, like, you know, takes this in stride, tries to turn it around in the next game, because it's like, I think Zabala was really the thing that like kind of won them the game.
Yeah, because that's what took the momentum from Wycuz's side of the field. That AoE freeze cooldown, it was like, okay, you saw it. He put his hands up. He's like, I'm just sitting here chilling.
Exactly. He was like, I'm not gonna do anything for a little while. So,
brother got iced out.
The psychological damage there, you know, it's like it was obvious to him. It's like, oh, this game's over, right?
Yeah.
You know, like one Zeratul is not worth your entire team losing every single turn and also all their cooldowns. So it's like, that's tough break. We'll see how they come around to it next time. I'm interested to see if they're still going to vie for turn 1 or if they're going to slow it down a little bit. Maybe try to do something on the clap back like that. So we're 1-0 in favor of Team Apps. But again, they have the chance to turn it around. Apps now at game point, Hero. So what are you thinking going into this next one?
You know, to answer for something, if you're going to bring that type of speed to the team, you have to bring something like a Sonya, instantaneous blowing up a unit. They use too many turns to destroy the one target they were looking for. Whereas if you can cut, you know, still maybe get 2 units for the same amount of turns, you're in a much better spot because now you're not having to so much withstand that full brunt of the enemy team coming back. Or as Evan likes to say, that clap back.
Yep, big time. I'm also really fiending for the Jara again, by the way. We didn't get to see it last time, and now in play, I'm like, man, I'm thinking they're bringing the Jara to counter the Velasca, but that's not the case. They're bringing the Jara to counter the Hagang.
Correct.
You know, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. So far, the draft is pretty much exactly the same as last time.
Which scares me a little bit.
It scares me a little too, Hero, but there is a... Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
That's different.
They changed it up a little bit.
Oh, someone said MTG in the chat. Wait a minute. Whoa. Hey. Hey now. Okay, and now seeing that Apps is taking this opportunity to bring the biggest damage sources we've seen in a while. You know, between Talisman and Maximilian, we got AoE defense break plus the attack buff to make the entire team just go away.
And now we have almost a full send side on App's side, right? Like so much high damage units, but they still brought a little bit of sustainability, which, you know, goes a long way.
And Alucard now taking the Zeratul. So the draft started out similar, very similar beats to last time, though it drastically changed towards the latter half here. And now Zeratul has swapped sides. What a traitor. We got Sonya over there as well. And a Ciara as a second speed lead for Wycuz. So what do you think of these bans coming here, Hero?
I mean, first let's start at the fact that I had Zeratul on both sides of the same field.
Crazy.
Like, man, to just have that on your pocket on either side. You were right, definitely, about the Zabala being that she was a huge threat. They saw that and they were like, nope, we're not going to have it this time around.
Yeah, they were a little, they didn't want to deal with that again. Okay, turn 1 is going to tell us a lot about this game. Let's see who gets it. We know that the Wunsa's got a history of taking it.
Wunsa took it this time.
Regardless of what side he's on,
he's going. That Maxi's going to do Maxi things. Is he big enough to survive it? All right, he only took 1 unit.
And Sonya cut in, can potentially take out the Talisman.
And there
Gets
it
a huge
is.
ignore defense, shutting down Apps' strategy there. It denied the follow-up. That's what was so huge about that. Yes, Wycuz's team is still on the brink of death, but now that death has been stalled. This is a window.
And that Sonya being a huge part. You know, I called it in the last thing. It's like if you can somehow incorporate that to just delete 1 unit on the other side, it puts you in a much better spot.
I don't think he can save the Nefties here. I don't think he can save the Nefties. This might be another one where Pat's going to take his hands off the tablet and say, it's all on you, Alucard. But, you know, I've seen crazier comebacks than this, man. Those 3 units on the right there on Alucard's side might be all it takes.
And, you know, that's a big resist on that Oliver. Probably a game-changing resist. You know, the Maxi is a huge damage dealer. It needed to be taken off the field. He kind of has an answer for it with the bombs, but resisting that was, ooh.
Got the auto crits on the Sonya. Very well done. Moving in here, the priority
Clearly
take.
Go for the Oliver.
Priority take is definitely the Oliver. We got Wycuz with live commentary. Here we stun me, land everything every game. Nothing I can do, he says.
Okay, he's got the revive. Now what Oliver does here is going to be huge. Does he miss? Is he going to take the extra turns? No!
Never, dude. Oh my goodness. And increases the cooldown time on Sonya regardless. She gets
Huge
attack bar.
Oliver plays.
Is this enough? I mean, there's definitely less aggression coming out here, especially considering the Maxi's about to bite the dust.
Oh, 2 big stuns. Very unfortunate on the RNG side of Alucard at the moment.
Yes. But are we sure that he can't do it with just the Gianna and the Light Twins?
It's never over.
And with a res like that? Wait a minute. Friday the 13th, chat.
It's coming back. It's returning the favors. You know, the question is like, who do you delete here? I think you have to bomb. The problem is the Vanessa is going to be able to revive soon. But you kind of have to kill the wound thaw.
You do such a nice proc. Such a nice proc there. It gets you the impactful skill cooldowns back again. You got to take out the Vanessa at some point too, because it's like she's going to be the one. Actually, it just got its cooldown time.
They put it on cooldown.
That's incredible. So never mind. That's actually the last priority. That's great. I missed that.
So they're still in this. Not out just yet. Oh, big stun. You see why he's reacting to the stun.
Alucard is looking at this. You know, he's seeing that it's all on him.
Big violent.
If they lose this game, they are out of the tournament, and Team Apps moves forward to the finals. This is huge right now.
Does he get the cooldown? Doesn't get the cooldown on the Gianna.
Climbing back. Back.
Oh,
They did it, dude.
Comeback.
Don't call it a comeback. Have to be out. It was in their hands the whole time. You saw that, you know? It was in their hands the whole time.
The whole time.
Not even close. 1-1, chat. We are going to a game 3 on the first set here at the Guardians Club Tournament Finals for 2025. Hero, that was hype as heck, dude. I liked that a lot.
It's so fun when it's on the teetering point there. You know, at one point that Oliver was just doing Oliver things, being super frustrating, and I thought Oliver was going to take the dub for him, but somehow they defied the odds.
I thought so too, man, but I got to say, like, great threat assessment. I think there were a couple really key moments in that one. I think the Sonya cutting in to take out the talisman obviously was huge, right? Because you right there you have the amount of damage that they're able to put out. Then also the other one, the Light Twin Angels being able to put units on cooldown to reduce the amount of harm coming their way. Very, very cool stuff. Came
in right timing. The moves played out where they were supposed to, and Team Waikos came out on top this one. So it's 1-1. Man, who knew it was going to be that close?
We have live commentary again in chat. I get carried. I'm trash from because I'm a G. That's first of all, Pat. That's not true. Apps, can you stop landing everything for science?
And I love that we have the influencer banter back and forth here.
That's awesome. Apps saying, I mean, you won because of a resist, so it's not that bad. Well, we'll see. We'll see what makes or breaks this last game. Both parties are at parity right now. One win is going to send someone to the finals.
Chat challenging Apps to match the Nefty's pick.
Atrapando, I'm so glad that you made it to the stream today, and what a good one to make it to. It's the finals of the Guardians Club tournament, dude.
He said, what a miracle.
It's pretty hype. It's pretty hype. We've got codes later on in the stream as well. I know there were folks asking about that earlier. We're doing codes for the Guardians Club tournaments.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Let's go, team. Alucard, quick to bring back the game-winning comp. I agree. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Apps is kind of running it back too with something similar from last time, just changing out the Maximilian for a Ciara, and also no Dark Twin Angels in sight yet.
Why? Because it's true.
What is this last one going to be? They're talking about it live.
Not curling, thinking about it really hard.
Going with the Water Twin Angels. Good to make sure that you get that second speed lead right out the gate, because otherwise it was only Oliver represented up there, you know, and they could easily just ban out the Oliver and the Ciara.
I do like that Alucard's making sure that they can't bring that Zeratul back, which is kind of nice. Bringing that 50% dark HP lead. It's
We
pretty
love
tanky,
it.
Gianna.
Here we go, guys. We're going into game 3. The first finalist deciding match at the finals here. Let's see it. We know Woons is going to take turn 1. What else is new? He's taken the first turn every single game so far. We know it's going to happen. Huge
resistance.
Oh,
man, we have a
dude.
match of resistances. And that's
Wait
huge.
a minute.
You very rarely see Woonsov miss. Right?
Yeah, especially a Zeratu being the one to resist. That was very well done. Let's see what they can do with it, though. Are they able to do something that can win them the game here? Boosting up the Light Twin Angels, though Gianna's still a step ahead.
I was like, I think you have to bomb the monkey, and oh my
Trading.
goodness, they missed
They're
the
trading
ball.
reses.
And the monkey resists the
They're
storm.
trading reses right now, Hero. This
Holy
is huge.
shit,
I
that's a
can't say
double
that's
res.
unfair when they're both getting a Talisman going the way of the Dodo so quick. That's the second time that we've seen Talisman just take a step out. Basically like drafting 5 units. No
Dude,
way, dude. Back and forth.
Please resist. Who said resistance is a lie, chat?
We've seen this before, too. It's
Oh
like
my, did you see the 4 resistance?
Yeah, I did see that. I thought we were about to not get a stun, bro. Also, guys, welcome to the Guardians Club tournament. This is the sort of thing that we've been seeing week after week. It's the trading reses back and forth. I don't know what it is, but it's
completely
decided
different game.
games. It's been weirdly fair. We have a live update here from the app saying auto-picked Ciara.
Oh no.
Honestly, so first of all, that's a bummer to hear. Auto picks in a tournament, especially a finals, that's a bummer. However, I will say there are worse units that could have been auto picked. Not too shabby.
Kind of fit. I thought she was intentionally picked.
Yeah, me too. Thought we were trying something new.
But Zeratu just gonna do Zeratu things, unfortunately here. He wasn't able to get deleted quick enough. Huge resist in the beginning.
Could heal to save the Ciara. Give her a second chance to land that bomb. Do we believe in second chances, chat?
With the resistance on today's playing field, Sierra needs to go back home.
Oracle's best daughter. I mean, she always at least lands that, right? Second chances. Second chances.
We believe.
But on who?
Praying to the gods.
That's pretty funny. Atropando, you're so funny, dude. Hat looks spectacular in those suits. There you go. Team Y, cause I'm a G, taking the win. They are our first finalists moving forward. Wykuz and Alucard going ahead. Wykuz giving his sympathies after that, by the way, saying, yeah, that timer is way too fast. I'm sorry. And Ab says, on the plus side, I'm free for the evening. Have fun sitting here for another hour. Okay?
Ab said I have date night time now.
Oh, that's too funny, dude. Team Apps, thank you for participating. And as a reminder to everybody watching, too, everybody participating in this gets the drip, dude. That's the most important. They get the hoodie. They get the hoodie. We're playing for the medal right now,
swag.
which pretty sick, but everybody gets the swag. Even Hero has the hat right now. That's pretty cool. It's the Guardians Club hat. This would be a great time to remind everybody that if you're not already a part of the Guardians Club in general, you should go see if you can apply for it. If you're able to reach those prerequisites, it's free to register, and it's the best way to get some of the most exclusive merch that Summoners War has to offer. So,
and this isn't the only tournament that the Guardians Club hosts all year long. They have all levels of tournaments, from, I believe it starts, is it silver rank?
Thereabouts. The Guardians Club tournaments have happened pretty much annually, and they're always fun to watch. Though, the 2 versus 2 has left a special mark on my heart. I'm very stoked about doing the 2v2 here. Let's check out the highlights from that last set. So this is the first game that I'm sure everybody remembers. We got that early kill on Zeratu, which looked like it boded real well for them, but unfortunately, some control from Zabala quickly hindered their hopes at that first win.
Yeah, that was such a crazy roller coaster of a match. You know, from both sides, thank you guys for competing today. Congratulations to Team Waika's moving on to the next one. Well deserved. But, you know, it was anybody's match, and you guys stuck through. Good job, guys.
Yeah, really well done. And we'll hear more from them in just a second as well. I think we're going to welcome them in for a quick interview as we get set up for the next matchup in a minute. We still have another set in the semifinals to look forward to before we go to the finals. We got to figure out who's facing Team Waika's in those finals.
Dude, it was so much fun to watch that Maxi just do Maxi things.
Yeah, watching him spin around, units just dropping. Love that.
Just units disappearing.
Crazy that it's crazy to think that they won after that. Like that looks like a huge loss, and then all of a sudden they were able to bring it back.
And the Maxi stayed on the field for so long, right? Like once Maxi gets 2 turns, it's like that game is you don't come back because stuff just went away. You're like, oh well, all my units are gone.
Yeah, that's some good resilience from Team Waika's. And would you look at that, folks? We got the man himself, Waika's I'm a G, with us in the call. Waika's, how are you doing, dude? It's good to see you.
Hello.
See you guys.
Congratulations on becoming the first finalist to you and Alucard, man.
I got carried, bro. I got carried. This is why you must sign up for the Guardians Club, because the Guardians Club people are better than the influencers.
So what he's saying is you at home could be competing in this tournament today.
That's the best ad for Guardians Club I've ever heard, Pat.
I'm telling you guys, Guardians Club guys, make sure you sign up for it. Again, at the end of the day, there's some great players with great accounts in the Guardians Club. You know, my account is trash, but the brain still works. That's all it is. So our team is this brain, that guy's account. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah, brother.
Teamwork, it makes dreams work.
That is awesome. So you guys made like a really hard play for turn 1. So what was the strat going in today? What did you guys decide between like last week and this week?
All right, so I have the slowest runes in the universe, and if you actually rewatch
slowest runes, fastest units.
If you actually rewatch like the entire tournament, we've been outsped every single game we played, even though I'm using the fastest runes I have. So truthfully, like, when there was an opportunity to have Yun Hong and 33 speed lead, I kind of made the judgment call of like, getting the 33 speed leads away from them. And then they made the judgment call of, okay, they want to go first, let them go first. We'll take turn 2. And it was a very good play on their part. It was a stupid, that was my brain went a little weak for a minute. Never weak, but that moment, it was a little lapse in the brain. And, Apsy's Apsy's obviously, you guys watch his stream. He's a genius with this stuff
he's
too,
Galaxy brain.
I mean, he's as smart as they come when it comes to RTA drafting and stuff, Me and him both suffer from funny RNG, but he's definitely a genius when it comes to this game. And, he caught on to it right away, and he's like, okay, they want to go first so bad. Let them go first. We'll go thicker. And then we ended up not having enough damage, and we ended up, faltering, in that sense. But at the end of the day, like, whenever you have a chance to like make sure you get turn 1, you kind of want it. But again, sometimes turn 1 doesn't mean everything, as you guys saw, live in living color.
They can come back
sometimes it's not all it's cracked up to be, but you guys really
100%.
pulled through. And that was so nice of you to say that too. Apps is such a smart player, dude. But I don't think you give yourself quite enough credit, Pat. I think you're great, dude.
I mean, the brain's good. The account's bad. Listen, this brain is good everywhere. Not in the game, out of the game. You know what I'm saying?
It's the luck.
But the account just they don't want me to have both. Too much brain, they give me the weak account, They give me the strong account and the brain.
Make you work for it.
World champion, baby.
Exactly. So with all the brain power, so obviously you guys prepped plenty for your matchup against Team Apps. But like, do you guys have a game plan for whoever could be in the next finalist position?
All right, I'm very guilty of this. When you say we prepped a lot, I'm going to be honest here with everybody, and I apologize.
He's going to validate what I said.
With my teammate, out of all the weeks we've done this, we've probably prepped a combined 11 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's my fault because I keep forgetting. And Friday is like a busy day for me with my daughter, getting the weekend and stuff like that. So it really is my fault. Like last week, I didn't know we were starting until it started for 15 minutes. Tonight I got on with 1 minute to spare. It's entirely my fault, and I apologize to my teammate because we would do a little better if I gave him a little bit more prep time. But like, it's been crazy these last couple of weeks, and yeah, I mean, I'm glad we are where we are right now. It's a testament to him being a very good player too. Alucard's playing really well, but he is using, and I'm giving him a lot of coaching, and we still bounce ideas back and forth, guys. So again, like just because I'm the influencer and he's the Guardian Club member, it does not mean I'm not listening to him. It also does not mean he's only listening to me. We bounce ideas back. I shut down some of his, he shuts down some of mine. So it is a real team effort, guys. And you know, honestly, one more time, I'm gonna say it again. Sign up for the Guardians Club, guys, because this stuff is super fun. I haven't done its due diligence. I haven't given its respect to put more time into it, and I apologize to everybody, the audience, everybody for it. But again, like I said, the coconut still works, so we're doing okay, I could say.
Yeah, and good news. You'll have more than 11 minutes to plan for the finals. So
yes, this is the most prep we're gonna get right here.
More time.
This is the most prep we're gonna get right here. Like right now is the most prep all tournament.
That's hilarious, dude. Well, Pat, thank you so much for talking with us, man. This is awesome. Congrats on the win to both you and Alucard, and good luck in the finals, man.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Thank you.
Awesome. See you later, dude. Oh man, that was awesome, Hero. Pat's so
great.
What
an interview. Always such a fun guy to talk to.
He's awesome. All right, folks, so here's the updated bracket. Team Wycus has overtaken Team Apps, moved on into the first finalist position, but we still have to find out who that second finalist spot will be occupied by. We got Team Simba versus Team Bloom next, Hero.
So we have what I feel is like one of our team favorites versus our team, like our top team in the tournament at the moment. So two highly anticipated teams. It's going to be a good match.
Yes, it will be good. And of course, for those of you who have been here since the top of the show, you'll know that Team Simba is the one that Hero and I were talking about, saying that they've got that data behind them. These guys have only taken maybe one or two rounds of losses in the whole thing. I think Team Amadeus was able to take one, but beyond that, it's they have gone through this as our point leader. Let's see what happens. We're already in the pick ban phase, man, into the best of 3 to determine the next finalist.
Bloom taking the Vanessa, so we have 133. Zexy matched with an Oliver pick.
Oliver and Vanessa, of course, have been the most popular first picks. Getting a 33 down, matching a 33 has been the most important part of anyone's draft in 2v2, arguably more important than 1v1.
Oh, 100%. And MD5 matching the speed contest, bringing the S-Shear and the segment, two very high base speed units, and Simba bringing the Laura and Zabala to match that high base speed on his side.
It's funny, you're starting to see the 2 versus 2 Guardians Club specific meta kind of get defined, right? We're seeing returns of those aforementioned units, but as well as Shiho and Etna, even the Zabala coming back. Now, the Thomas, which is the Wind Lollipop Warrior, or also the cookie, the Wind Cookie here.
Our
that is a first, Hero. That's the highest base speed unit in the game once they are actually in the match.
Yeah, interested to see how Bloom is going to utilize that on her side of the field today. You don't even get to see him very much in regular RTA, so see him in a 2v2 match. It's a kind of a showcase. Let's see what he's cooking back there.
Yeah. Okay, so and now there's also a Ren in play next to a Gianna. Oh, the Dark Yennefer. Oh, bro, this is gonna be really cool.
Yennefer, man, she's kind of a strong unit, character in the story and character in the game.
True that. Yeah. So we've actually seen her drafted once before. Now it didn't go that great the first time, but this time in a best of 3, where you can just kind of bring it in to conduct some science, come back with notes and adjust your draft thereafter. I think it's a lot safer for Bloom and MD5 to take that risk here than in the round robin, which is ironic. Oh, and look at that. She actually caught a ban. That's perfect.
Yeah, they didn't want to see it. I'm really excited. I was going to say, Team Simba, please don't take out the gingerbread man. Please don't do it.
It's content. I want to see it.
Yeah,
for folks in the chat too, if you haven't read that Monsters passive, or I'm sorry, if you haven't read their kit in a while, I would implore you to go and check it out. It does a very good impression of Sekhmet, actually.
Yeah. And he's a free-to-play unit too. Everybody can have him.
Amazing one shot. But Etna is good to go,
and missed the stun.
Oh man, Hero, that's
not enough damage.
It's just shy of 50%. What a bummer. And let's see.
Let's see what he's cooking, gingerbread.
Oh, he got it!
He got it!
He got it! And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is a 2-turn increase, so that way that
Yes,
it's a 2-turn
sir.
increase, so they can't proc out of it. That was the big change to the cookie. Actually, was that it went from 1 to 2.
Because then, if he lost the proc, well, then the whole utility of his first move was not important.
Regardless of how this plays out, Team Bloom, I see the vision and I love it. Just regardless of how this goes,
No matter what
cool job.
happens, we see you.
We see you. You are valid. Let's go.
Unfortunately, missing the strip on the Shihao. What I'm really interested though is how the Cookie Warrior didn't take first turn in the whole match. I mean, Ethna
that
technically
is
did,
wild.
right?
That is wild to me because he does have a pretty significantly high base speed, so it really says something.
Even over the Ethna, I mean, it's like he's still outbeaten. He's one of the fastest units in the game, but compared to what his kit is, he should take that first turn in theory, right?
Well said, man. Zex has some of the best runes out there, though, so it's like, I guess it's
Hard
a
to beat.
testament to his runes. Next.
Oh man, MD5 just catching all the stuns.
Everything. MD5 has been locked down the whole time. Sonya wasn't able to do too much. I think the priority here is getting rid of the Shiho because the Shiho is going to be the biggest threat to Juno long term, and now you're starting to think like this Juno has got to be enough to carry us to the end.
Oh, 1%. You hate to
That's the
see it.
1% curse.
You hate to see it.
I actually think you might want to increase the cooldown time on Shiho for this one, but well, actually his third skill's on max, so it's fine.
And the stuns are still big. That skill 2 stun can be huge too, though.
It's so much harder to keep track of skill cooldowns in 2 versus 2, which is why I definitely
poor
credit these
MD.
players. Oh man,
He doesn't get to move.
taking a beating today. Oh, and look at that. Hero, Shiho is getting very low, which is definitely what you want if you're Bloom. Because right now, Bloom's trying to figure out how she's going to take this entire game on her own.
Here comes that turn 2. It's not going to do much damage with the attack break, but the stuns are going to be huge.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how significant this ends up being for them. Maybe it might have been worth it to put that skill 2 on cooldown, though now that I'm seeing they've got the Zabala as well, so they can cycle
That's
through
for
it.
the follow-up.
Juno is looking a lot worse for wear.
Which is wild, because you're seeing a little bit of a different side from Team Simba at the moment, right? Normally you're used to them just instantaneously winning this match. They're coming out full speed. They still had a speed mixture, but they went with something that was still a little bit more sustained at the same time. They weren't
Yeah, I'm
necessarily
really glad
coming
you
out
pointed
turn
that
1.
I'm glad you pointed that out, man, because yeah, they're really taking this into the mid game, which is different from them. I guess they're swapping things up for the finals just to keep people on their toes. Yeah, it's really well done. It kind of devastating a second ago. Juno missed the strip on the Shiho.
Well, they've gotten... Zexi's gotten fortunate twice on the Xiao. He's survived a Moor strip, he's survived the Juno strip, he hasn't gotten stunned. That's a huge play, because Xiao's usually fairly squishy, and the fact that he's been protected with, invincibility and immunity, almost the whole fight, that's a big play on Zexi's side of the field.
And we are still in game 1 here, guys. So now Team Bloom is going to have a second to just kind of get their bearings, come back with a different strategy. Right now, it's 1 in favor of Team Simba, but this is what we're talking about, man. Like, if they're not sniping you, Hero, they're changing up their strategy last minute and going for a
They came out of they just
like control thing.
threw it up. I was like, wait a minute. We're watching more than a 30-second match and Simba's on the screen. Wait, hold on.
Too much time has passed. This is suspicious.
Yeah, I had to check my timestamp really quickly.
Yeah, I almost, admittedly, I was like, wait a minute, this is still the first round. What the heck? Something's wrong. Something's
We've
wrong
had
here.
10 turns.
1-0 in the favor of Team Simba. So chat, let me hear it. What are your predictions going into this? Who are you rooting for now? I know that people were talking about Simba earlier, the very top of the show, but I want to know if you think Team Bloom has what it takes to turn this around. I think that they could come up with something, especially considering they've had a week to think about it.
Yeah, And also, chat, what do you think the answer is to Team Simba? Like, if there is anything Bloom can do and with her teammate, what is it that they can do? Like, what do you guys think? What is the answer? What is that secret unit for the secret sauce today?
That is the question, man. I'd love to hear from chat, because chat has the benefit of like having seen these games before. You know, they're like watching from that third person perspective. They don't, you know, they might be able to come up with that solution. Maybe that we're not seeing.
Mad expert. They're on Team Simba side. Do it for the Knicks.
That's awesome, Mad expert. Also, what's up, dude? Welcome back. MD5 in chat. I got some time to walk around.
Ponder life.
I'm loving the live commentary from the participants in chat. That's so cool. Okay, so now Team Bloom taking the Oliver, MD5 taking the Shiho this time. That's
doing
great.
a little
We're
bit of a
fighting
switch
over
up here.
It's a good unit to fight over, because I don't think that there is a better unit for like those late game clutches than Shiho.
Yeah, I agree. That's the hard part though, is if he doesn't make it past the first turn, you just gotta make sure he makes it past turn 1.
Exactly. So we've been seeing some good threat assessment here. People see that coming. It's kind of written on the walls by this point. It's like Shiho will kill you. So
and then Ethna's a huge #1 counter to Shiho, right? Like, she always gets the first turn. She's wind, so you know she's gonna stun him. Like, it's 5% chance he's not getting stunned because he's not tanky. So you know she's getting that 50%. And she strips too, so even if he did somehow magically get that first turn, say being boosted by a Dover or another unit that boosts instantaneously to the next turn, well, she's gonna strip his immunity anyways, right? And it's not like he can one-turn nuke an Ethna. So it's almost an unfair trade between the two units. It's a high risk, but has a high reward if he survives.
So now it's like we are seeing signals of a Shiho ban, I'm thinking, actually, so far. I don't know. What do you think, Hero?
Yeah, most likely, because they weren't able to get the Ethna, so they weren't able to steal that Ethna from them, right? So now Bloom and MD have both of the high speed and high kill potential units. So I think they have to ban one or the other from one of the sides, from MD5 or Bloom. They can't let Shiho and Ethna just run supreme.
Little Army say first time in chat, Simba equals GOAT. Dude. Instead of by 10 push-ups for Evan whenever a unit resists an attack. Oh my god, dude, I'd never stand up again.
Did you end up doing that workout stream, Evan?
I did. I ended up only doing 115 push-ups.
Only 115? I gotta bring back my push-up streams.
Dude, you let me know. We can do it together. That sounds so fun. Oh, look at this. The content made it through.
Hey, they let both through on the other side.
That's great. We're getting the dark. Oh man, I forget his family name. I forget his family.
Oh,
name.
the Indra.
I remember his name is Devaraja, but I don't read the Indra. Thank you.
Yes, the
I forgot the
Indras.
family name. What the?
I can't ever remember their real names. I only remember they're all Indra to me.
I was like, I remember his name, but I don't remember his family name. It's funny. Laura taking the turn 1, going for the damage.
Has to be expected. Huge resist on the Indra.
That's great.
I can't say if it was resisted or missed. I didn't see.
And this is a slightly less devastating Zabala skill 3 than last time.
Only slightly. It still hurt though.
Mm-hmm. And so now you got some choices here. You could go in on the left, or you could go for specifically Ren. Gets a really nice stun on the Vanessa too.
Huge stun. Keeps the defense break off the field for an additional turn, which really deleted 2 of your units here, right? Had they put the defense break on the S-Shear and then hit that, you're like, S-Shear is also almost dead. So, huge save.
This unit is pretty cool. Like, namely just like big damage and some provokes, getting benefits when he's attacked. Like, I love that sort of gameplay. Kind of.
They're exciting to watch.
It is exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of like post-modern Gurkha. You know, that's what it reminds me. both teams are kind of whittling each other down at a similar pace. Like nobody's in a really great spot. I got to commend Team Bloom here. They're putting up a good fight already.
Simba's in a really promising spot. Zabala Laura is such a strong combination of two monsters together, because Laura has that high base speed, Zabala has that high base speed. They're easy to rune next to each other, and Laura sets Zabala up so well. Like they're like just peanut butter and jelly, those two monsters. I love using them together.
That's a great point. The kill into the proc, you hate to see it. Taking Etna down to just a mere inch of HP remaining so Ren can clean it up. This is looking like a clean win for Team Simba, unless Devraja can pull out some crazy counterplay here.
I mean, Zexi's side is still low. The skill 2 here is going to be huge on how they use it.
So
they go for the turn cycle so they can hit the freeze. Well played.
Oh man, and the increased cooldown time on both units on the left as well. Getting the more taken out is big too, because now the Wind Keelan can kind of go in, take that kill earlier than maybe expected. This is just a matter of time now for Team Simba.
Bloom's more is fairly tanky.
Credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. That's an empowered skill 4. That's a guaranteed kill.
Damn, good night.
Oh, and just
Bloom
like that,
doing
Team
everything
Simba.
they could to hang in there.
Team Simba locking in that second finalist spot. Oh my goodness. With a 2-0 in the semifinals. Incredible. Going for a longer walk now, says MD5. GG, says Bloom. And it was great game. That was a great game to watch. Thank you guys for that. And credit to Team Bloom too. They held on there for quite some time, and it felt like maybe there was some ground there where maybe they could have taken a couple kills in there.
Yeah, I mean, they had the hardest mountain to climb for today's matches. You know, now Team Lycas has to try to jump this mountain, and so far, you know, a lot of people have been having a hard time taking these two out at the moment.
Big time. Big time. That is.
Man, we have another visitor.
Oh, we do. Oh my God, he's in the.
It's the king himself.
Simba, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the call.
How are you?
How you feeling, big guy?
I'm feeling. You know how I don't know. You guys been watching NBA Finals. You know, I'm feeling good, but the job's not done. You know, there's another match. We gotta capitalize there too.
Well said, dude. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like now everything's on the line in the finals. This is the moment to show up and get it done. I love that attitude, but you guys have had a pretty solid track record so far. So like what was the planning phase looking like in the very beginning? Like all in the round robin sector all the way to here. What'd you guys do to prep?
I would say just we had a strategy out of the gate. Just be aggressive. It's honestly, you guys can just watch the matches. You guys can kind of see it's kind of just very aggressive. Like you guys have been saying it, right? It's not like we're sugarcoating what we're doing or hiding what we're doing. We're just doubling down and understanding that the opponent will adapt. But
right,
we're the strategy is still the same.
Yeah, and that's what Hero and I were kind of talking about, right? Like Hero, I thought you brought that up, and that was, really quite eloquent, right? In a best of 3, the snipe comp has a tendency to kind of falter a little bit more. And so it's like we were really surprised because we saw you guys seem like you kind of changed your strat coming in here and you're going for a more control setup. We got the highlights here. Maybe you can walk us through some of that game plan together with us.
Well, yeah. It's, like I said, it's like the playoffs now, right? We've been scouted. Everything's on what we're capable of, so we can't just be predictable. So we had to somewhat switch up our strat while still using our best runes to our advantage. And I can't give you all the details because we still got one more match, but
It definitely seems like you guys took a different approach this week to your preparation. Before it was very, very straightforward. I'm just gonna come and hit you as hard as I possibly can. Today it looks like you guys brought an additional layer of thought process beyond. We're still gonna punch you in the face because you have all your first turn high base speed units out there, but it looks like you're like, we're gonna switch it up I'm gonna catch you off guard a little bit, keep you on your toes.
No, you're right. We can't run the same thing, right? It's predictable. I mean, we lost the ammo at the last game of the last week, even though that was bull. But
what was going through your head with that? By the way,
what you're saying.
I'm competitive. I don't like losing, so that was BS. But we have to still be us and be aggressive.
That's awesome. That's so funny. And so, is there anything that you'd like to say to Team Bloom, your semifinalists there that you were up against a second ago?
No, I appreciate the competition. They're still always going to be tough. Everyone here is tough. I'm not thinking anyone is going to be easy, but I appreciate the match.
That's awesome. That's great sportsmanship, man. That's awesome. And congratulations on getting that finalist slot for you and Zex. Good luck in the finals, man.
Best of 5. You got this.
All right, that was awesome. It's always great getting a chance to talk to Simba, dude. They're so humble. They've been killing it in the stats, and he's so humble about it.
He's like, I'm gonna just walk out and punch you in the face, but I'm still nice about it.
Yeah, no, and I love that. Appreciate the competition. Like, that's such a great perspective on it, because that's what this is all about. It's about having fun. It's about having that competitive element together in a format that we haven't seen in a tournament setting before. 2 versus 2 for the Guardians Club. Guys, semifinals are done just like that. Round robin is complete. We got our semifinals taken care of, and we have our 2 finalists queued up for a best of 5 coming up here. Team Wycuz versus Team Simba. Hero, this is going to be lit.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a matchup. Both sides have really good monster boxes, really good runes on both sides. I'm really excited to see how Team Wycuz, you heard him say it himself, he doesn't have the fastest runes. And then you have a team that does have the fastest runes. How do you match up to that? How do you counterplay that type of, situation? And I know in the community, there's a lot of players that, have the same problem that Team Wycuz is about to have to, climb over the mountain for. A lot of us go, oh, well, I don't have the speed to contest that person's runes. Well, you have to have some other answer, and usually it's to out-tank the speed. But on the flip side, it looks like Team Simba switched it up a little bit this week, to where they're like, we already know people are thinking this. They did the psychological warfare until the finals.
Yeah,
which is crazy to be able to hold out that type of that fortitude to say, hey, no, this is what we're doing. We're gonna keep cramming it down your guys' face, so that way when it comes finals, you don't even know what I'm gonna throw at you now.
It's brilliant.
So many unknown elements right now.
They're doing the psychological play in addition to the actual gameplay that they got in the pick ban phase and the moment to moments of the match. No, it's really impressive. And so I'm excited to see what they do in the finals, and even more so to see what Team Wycuz can do after they've Pat's in chat right now. They've effectively doubled their prep time. Let's see what they got coming in here. According to Pat, he said
he's just throwing Pat trash everywhere. He's trying to distract him. Okay, he's like, oh, look over there. He's gonna pull the Wycuz, and then all of a sudden the quarters are gonna come from behind their ear, and they're gonna be like, wait, what? How did this happen?
Exactly. They're like, look over there, but meanwhile we're like, look over here, because we got our first coupon code. Guardians Forever, 2 mystical scrolls, and 100k mana. Guys, we really appreciate you hanging out with us today. So want to make sure that you take home a couple coupon codes. This is the first. So please enjoy it. Let us know if you get a cool nat 5 or anything out of it, or even like a skill up for a nat 4. Would love to hear what you guys get from those. We got the special summon event going on right now, where you can effectively...
You took it from my mouth, Evan.
Were you going to say that?
I literally... I
take it away, Hero. You tell us.
It led right into it. And then the magic trick, we're on fire right now. We're on fire.
We're on the same wavelength. That's what it is, dude. Tell folks about the special summon event.
So the new special summon event, you get 11 summons, and one of those summons even gets to be a free LD summon, which is huge. What's also an addition to this is you actually get to pick 5 of your most wanted units from every element, not only wind, water, or fire, but you get a light and dark pick too. So make sure you get these scrolls, go out there and start summoning, because it's a high chance that you're going to get the monster you want.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Maybe you'll be like Michael, my friend and editor for the videos on the channel, because Michael got Juno out of the 10 free ones, which he put in the 5. That was crazy. I was so happy for him. That was fantastic, dude.
That's what the event was made for.
That's what it was made for.
Literally.
Guys in chat, Folks, we have one more game up ahead, and it's a big one. It's the finals, and it's best of 5. Team Waikaz versus Team Simba. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be right back here with more Guardians Club tournament action. We'll see you here shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2025 Guardians Club Tournament. We are about to move on to the grand finals, and Hero, we've had quite a tournament so far, man.
Oh, man, it's been so much back and forth. It's one of the most exciting tournaments outside of our normal format that we've gotten to watch.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Guys, we have concluded the semifinals portion of the tournament today, and so now all that's left is to determine the winners, the ones who get the medals. Team Waikas versus Team Simba is coming up next, and we got a best of 5. No more best of 1s like in the round robin, no more best of 3s like in the semis. Now they'll have a total of up to 5 rounds to get to know each other and figure out a strategy that could win them the whole tournament. And that's exactly what the doctors ordered, right, Hero?
I love the way you said that. That to get to know each other, man. They're going on some pretty intense dates, Evan.
They're throwing down. I mean, when you got prizes like these on the line, we got the medals, chat. Only the top team gets the medals. Everybody else gets the super sick drip, though. That's what I want. Everybody else gets that. It's the hoodie, the Guardians Club hoodie. If you too want access to some of this Guardians Club merch, as well as the events that are only open to Guardians Club members, I highly suggest you guys use command SWGC. That's the command on Twitch. It'll bring you to the survey that you can fill out, see if you match the prerequisites. It's free to sign up, and if you're able to get in, well, then you just should. I don't know how else to put it.
Absolutely. Free stuff.
Who's got the hat on to prove it?
And honestly, the merch is so exclusive. It's always Summoner's War merch. You know, it's not something that you can just go to the store and buy yourself. So it's amazing that there's even the opportunity to do it, and it's free. All you have to do is click the link, play the game, follow the rules, and it's super simple.
Exactly, and you get opportunities to participate in stuff like this if you're so inclined.
Future tournaments, like if you love tournaments, and it's a no pressure, like it's not like, you know, you have to perform great. People make mistakes. It's a fun environment, so please don't hesitate.
And what I also love about the Guardians Club tournaments too, while this is the first time that it's been so literal, the team aspect has always been a big part of the Guardians Club tournaments thus far. We've always had coaches as well as like the coachees, right? You know, you get the you know, and you've been involved in that as well, Hero.
I've gotten to see both sides of it. You know, I've gotten to compete as an influencer. I've gotten to be a coach. I've gotten to be in the tournament itself, getting to take home one trophy that no one else has. Like that is really, well, one other. My teammate actually has a trophy too. But, you know, we are the only two with that trophy. So that's something that's really fun to be able to even get to say. And the fact that they get to do it annually. So it's like, there's always more opportunities for others to win their version of the trophy. So please, guys, get involved. It's all part of the community. Everybody loves helping each other. So if you're part of that environment, join in.
Yeah, and that exclusivity is so cool. Richard Morales over on Twitch saying that hoodie would look nice to add to my collection. I know, dude. I've been thinking the same thing ever since they revealed it. It's so sick. I love the subtle runes that they have along the crest of the hood.
I feel like every time they put the rune logos on any piece of merch, the value instantaneously is like, just goes up. For whatever reason, those runes always look so good printed out.
They do. It's a cool way to kind of subtly show that you're a Summoner's War player. It's kind of like
no one else knows what they mean. Like
if you know, you know.
See those logos and you know what they mean.
Big time. And Richard Morales says, I've got the Win Marshall cat and the Devilmon hoodie. So you're just missing out on this one. I don't know if it's ever going to get remade though after this. You know, only time will tell, because this is very much made for the Guardians Club participants.
And so, I know that it's a very slight and subtle detail, but if you notice, it says nickname underneath the Guardians Club logo, which means that is like you get to put your in-game name in there, which is even more cool, right?
That's you.
It's a slight and subtle thing, but those things make it personalized to you as the player.
We got a question. How do I join it in the chat right now? Again, command SWGC, exclamation point SWGC. That's Summoners War Guardians Club. And that'll take you to the website so you can participate in there. It might even bring it directly to the survey for you to fill out. So if you can get in, definitely do it. Again, free to join, free to try. You might as well take a look and see if you match the prerequisites. It'll be great. And Apps says, come to a swag. Pretty great. Not going to lie. Thank you. Thank you for that vote of confidence as well in there. Looking ahead to the next game here, Hero. So in the finals, we've got Team Waikas versus Team Simba. What are your thoughts going into this?
Man, strap in. Hope your guys' chairs have seatbelts. I genuinely don't know what to expect here. You know, Team Simba they're both one of the strongest competitors in the whole tournament. I believe Team Waikas had the second highest points by the end of the tournament. So you have your first and second place in the finals, which is always really good to see. You know, aside from those underdog stories, but then you always have that high quality tier match where this is, I think, going to be in that qualification where you have two great minds that are going to be battling it out. And I'm just really interested to see how Team Waikaz is going to answer to the speed right now.
That is the question on all of our minds going in here. We're in the pick band phase for round 1 in this best of 5 finals for the Guardians Club Tournament 2025. Waikaz thinking maybe not the Yonhong this time in first pick slot. You know, that is a unit that if you know your opponents don't have it, you don't need to prioritize it. It's better you lock in the 33.
Which is wild to think because, you know, that's usually his go-to. Like, he always has that Yonhong, but he took a step back. He thought it out, and he's like, wait, I don't have to worry about them taking this. So that shows the level of competition play that Waikaz does have in his arsenal. Is he can differentiate when to make those minor changes in his pick orders.
Exactly. Ultra Deathlord says, yo, Evan, how you been, man? You're awesome. I appreciate you, Ultra Deathlord. I'm doing great, dude. Doing even better now that I get to watch all these games with Hero and everybody else in chat. Like, this is pretty awesome.
In 2v2s, man.
And in 2v2 format, Team Waikaz is picking largely what they did in the last round here. I mean, if it gets you to the finals, you might as well continue it. There's also notably no Hagang here to dance around.
Sonya is going to be a big pick. You know, Team Simba is good at using it. So I'm really, really intrigued to see if they ban it.
Whoa. Trinity for the 33. That's crazy. That is crazy, and it's also a damage hybrid. Zex could cleave with that.
They were holding out. They were saving it for this moment.
Do they ban the content? Thank God. No, they don't.
I saw the Sonya ban coming. It's just too much of a unit that it's just going to delete something, and you can't stop it with the base speed. So I think it's a good ban there. Zabala with the Laura. Zabala has to be taken out.
Mm-hmm. You highlighted that earlier, Hero. You were like, that combo is
They're
powerful.
Peanut butter and jelly, man.
Yes.
They go too well together.
What's up, Bane? Bruise says a Summoners War crossbody sling bag would be fire. Dude, I will relay that to the powers that be. That's a cool suggestion.
Powers that be.
Yeah. Very good suggestion. That's great. So, okay, now that the pick ban phase is out of the way, Hero, and we've got Laura in turn 1 here, what side do you favor?
It's still anybody's match. At this point right now, I believe it's a violent Laura. It didn't proc, so there's not going to be able to be the follow-up with the turn 2.
Not a big payout here from that skill 3 on Laura, so Ren doesn't really have a lot to work with his skill 3.
Big stun on the Gianna. That's a huge lockdown because that's a return. You know that she's gonna stun. She's stunning at least 2 units on the other side.
Here comes the Zeratul. Does he have it in him to take somebody out? It doesn't look like he's got an easy kill from this position unless that Trinity has like 0 HP.
He did manage to land the strip. Only got like 1 or 2 hits off on the monkey though.
All of a sudden, Gianna is restored to as if the game just began.
And I think that, that was a huge moment, Veronica. I couldn't see if she landed the cooldowns.
It looked like she got at least 1. I know, but I didn't. I also did not catch whether or not she got all of them in play. The Light Twin Angels are just, they got 1 foot outside the grave here. They're trying to hang on for dear life.
And they're silenced, so they can't really bring too much to the table.
No, and it's going to be a real awkward turn for everybody involved. Everything is silenced, unless you're Oliver. Now he's proccing.
It's like every moment I feel I want to say one side is winning, then I look at the other side and I'm like, well, one side's winning to the other side, so it's fairly balanced at the moment.
Which I've got to give credit to. This is not something that people have been able to do against Team Simba very reliably. Like, make it so that it's stalled out like this. You know, it's...
Yes, and this Zeratul has a prime opportunity.
He can take the first
away.
Oh, and getting the Shiho out of here?
And then getting the additional turn to follow it up.
Bro, a double knockout from Alucard Zeratul. Huge plays from Team Wycuz. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what they needed to get ahead.
Team Simba making good decisions on, they've been primarily focused on Alucard.
They have been, and it's a good idea to do that because there's so much more threat on the side of Alucard. You know, Wycuz is very much playing a support role. He's the enabler for everything. He's got your heals, he's got the defense breaks for the Nefties, Alucard's got the damage to follow up.
And this also could have been, you know, influenced by prior matches to where they saw teams were focusing Wycuz, and Alucard was just, you know, like, I don't mind that. I'll 3v6.
This Zeratul is a machine, dude. He's trying to win the game for everybody involved. Alucard is like going in hard with the Zeratul. Like, he's getting proc after proc, knocking out units.
She got the huge sleep. Now they can strip the Zeratul of his immunity and attack buff.
Pat looked like he
also gives them the speed buff. Don't forget that that speed buff is then going to give them a 33% total speed.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That speed buff is huge. It placed real high. We did a video ranking the best buffs in the game, and speed placed really high.
Yeah, 100%. I think you stun the Zeratul here.
You might be right.
Only got the slow. But I believe Battle Angel's damage is scaled off of speed. So I was like, do you just sink that into the Zeratul at that point?
Oh, wait. Does Ren have what it takes here to just kind of take the hits from the Zeratul?
Oh, big resist.
Because he can do that damage negation for a little while. Uh-oh. They just found a window.
Still 2-turn silence on the other field, so the Yanhong is she's just chilling. Wycuz is at the beach right now.
Whoa! Look at Pat. Pat
and
did not
seals,
love that sleep,
I think
bro.
that's the moment that seals it right there. That sleep was big.
They're going for damage.
Yep,
That's
you
pretty
full
bold.
send on left side at this point. You take Wycuz out with your AoE damage. You let Zeratul take his little nappy poo.
That was bold, going for the damage here. And they get the stun. Oh my god, they're rewarded for everything. They're playing so well
They're
here.
staying
taking very
true
good
to
risks.
how they play. Staying true. Till the end.
No way they turned this around, Judah. What? No way they did this.
I mean, it could very much still be that the Zeratul gets the turn and pops off. It's not impossible.
He's getting lapped, bro. Look at this.
Yeah,
He's getting lapped
slow,
right now.
The
Oh,
slow
no.
and then the cooldown.
Oh, no, not on Friday the
What a match.
13th.
So,
Oh, no.
with just as strong as speed buff is, slow debuff is just as much as powerful on the other end.
Man.
Because it's the same exact thing that speed buff is, except for it's doing the opposite, right? So is it 33% of your
30%,
total speed is negated? Not
Yes,
like,
that's the thing. I
it's
want to
your
echo that.
total speed. So
Total.
that includes all of your towers, all of your runes, all of the 15% bonus, whatever it is. It takes that full number and then gives it 33 plus on that. So that is a huge slow in that moment, and that's why he then started to get extra lapped. He was already getting lapped, then started getting extra lapped.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that, chat. Like, they got 4 turns before the Zeratul got one between the Laura and the Veronica. That's crazy. How do you combat that? We got some live post-game commentary from Wycuz in chat right now. 2 Laura sleeps, all her procs every time I silence it. RNG too good. But he did also shout out, you know what, though? The Zeratul proc for the kill. Zeratul did proc for the kill. It's true. You see more of a give and take in some circumstances. You know, it can still be the decider, but when there's so many monsters in play, you kind of see the RNG swing back and forth, like the accuracy res checks earlier, etc. RNG account luck, RNG gameplay. That's from Wycuz live.
A true Wycuz match in the making.
I'll say this about that though: those Laura procs, heavens to Betsy. Like those are the sleeps.
It was one of those moments where it was like, Lord, she's such a powerful unit as far as what her kit actually is, but like, it's sometimes it's hard to say because she does do a lot of damage for what she does, but it's that pristine moment that she's like shines. She's like, oh, I need this sleep right now. She's like, I'm an occult girl. Throws the teddy. Instantly, the unit just goes to sleep. Like, okay, I
And
knew
you
you were
throw
gonna do
in-
it now.
You throw in additional damage sources between. Take your pick. You want the speed. You want the defense that she buffs herself. Like whatever. You know, it's like she can deal some pretty significant damage
She can.
over the course of a game. Well, let's see what Team Wycuz is going to do to try to change this up a little bit. It seems like they believe in the comp that they brought, and to be honest, I do too, because you know
It was
it's
close. It was a
It
close
was
match.
really close.
I think it boils down to the bans here. I almost say you ban the Laura over the Zabala, but you know that's still take your pick. I know you can't let either of them through, so I almost want to say it's almost intuitive that Zexy and Wycuz, if they had Zabala in their arsenal, that they take that from them.
I think, given what they've picked, I think I agree with you, because you know you can always either reset it, you can silence it, or you can keep it locked down between the Gianna and the Etna. You know, so I agree with what you're saying here, Hero. I think that's a good way to do it.
Ultra Death Lord in chat. Oh wow, all the resists were absurd. The resists from this whole tournament have been absurd.
We've seen so many resistances, like way
In
more
key
here,
moments, in high key moments.
which makes sense again because there's so many more opportunities in 2 versus 2 than there are in 1v1. But you know, that is a bummer here. Okay. We got the speed lead selected, we got accuracy, we got speed and HP for dark units over on the opposite side. Let's see here. 1-0 so far in favor of Team Simba. It is a best of 5 though. Team Wycuz has the chance to turn it around, and Sonya is taking turn 1.
Oh, that's an instantaneous say goodbye to somebody.
Yikes. Oh no.
And they are taking no time to go in, and they are honing in on Olico.
Dude, they know the priorities. They know
I
what
have to say, in this setting, Team Simba, they're just a well-oiled machine in these 2v2 matches.
Yeah. Oh no. Everybody's stunned. They're silenced.
Everybody is locked down.
Now they're hoping for a proc. Boosting the Zeratul. What can be done?
They gotta get him unlocked, right? You gotta get him into a moving state. And you're a turn behind at the moment.
And now
Huge
they're just
resistance at least.
going for damage. They're just going for damage in on the Zeratul right now. They're not trying to apply anything that's lasting. That defense break will stick even through a proc. But let's see. Let's see. Oh, he gets it! Skill 2, additional
He's
turn.
out! He's free!
Oh, but he doesn't get the
Oh.
max value going in on the
Just
Sonya.
barely. It's okay. They can delete her in the next turn. They're still in it.
It was a good call, but like, yeah, that Sonya imposes that chance to glance as long as she's faster. Oh no.
Fortunately, Monkey only got to capitalize on one of the stuns there. So he only got 25% of the attack bar back, so we didn't get to turn cycle as much.
Yeah, and now we have to admit here, Pat is a really good proc position here for Yan Hong and Nephthys.
Oh, another stun.
Uh-oh.
Fire Megumi just putting in work.
And increased cooldown time, keeping Pat's side locked down, whittling away at Alucard's damage. This is they are a well-oiled machine, man. Like you said,
Man, this is a Formula One race car coming straight at you.
And then they
Huge
get the
stuff.
proc
Just
from that.
keeping it locked down. Locked down.
Taking the kill here on the Zeratul signals the end of the game. So like, there's a psychological component to this. You kill the Zeratul, and then you just get the
I knew
win.
they were gonna attack the Zeratul though.
Yeah,
I heard
there's a
you.
certain
I agree.
you know, I've learned a lot about being toxic in RTA and dropping emotes at crucial times, Hero. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes you take a certain action and it just keeps you the game.
This was that moment where you know you're supposed to kill the Zeratul, but I'm gonna send a message.
Oh
You
my
see that
God.
Yen Hong over there? She's taking the collateral damage.
Yeah, this is looking to be over big time. We've got 2 points now in the favor of Team Simba in the best of 5 here. So Team Waika's still has a chance to turn it around. I can't believe we're saying it. Even in a 2-0 situation that we find ourselves in the favor of Team Simba, they can actually turn it around if they do a reverse sweep right here. So let's see what they got.
It's not impossible. It's not ever been seen, but, you know, we went from a match where it was fairly close, right? So right now, like, Team Simba has that level of momentum where it's almost, you're unstoppable.
It's like a freight train, you know, and it's just going down the tracks.
And now you hit bullet train level speeds because the first match was, you know, it was fairly rocky. Okay, we had a back and forth. Towards that second match, it was a full control. Like, at no point did Team Simba lose control of the match, and that is scary going into a game 3, right? You lost your first one, you then lost control completely of your car, and now we're in game 3, and like, I don't know where my car is going.
And both teams are so fragile. They're glass cannons, you know, so it's like any move in the beginning is going to be catastrophic. And we got commentary from Waika saying, wrong side you're watching, Evan, bro. They are in a they're a well-procking machine, not a well-oiled machine. Of course they know. Proc position. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any procs that are favorable out of Waika's today. You know, it's like he said, his RNG is stunted, you know.
He used it in another sport. I don't know what sport it was, but all his luck went there.
Exactly. Guys, we might get a quick technical turnaround here. They might remake the lobby for a second because there's something about that pause tells me that maybe like someone wasn't aware that the timer was going, so they might start it over one more time. This could be it, dude. Team Simba's in a game-winning position. They are 1 game away from the medals, Hero.
Man, that be coming into this last match in such a promising position. I say last match, it could not be the last match, but, you know, in your head, you have to come in here thinking, we're just going to end this here right now. And I know that Team Simba's thought process. They have that type of demeanor, right? So if Team Waika's is able to, as you said, both teams are almost in a glass cannon state, because when you come in thinking, I have this in the bag, and then the other team turns that around and wins, that throws you for a loop. And that means you have 2 games to figure it out now.
So now, let me ask you this, given that, because it sounds like we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
Do they tank it up instead? Like, do they yield that first turn? Like, do they go for something like more support heavy, something to interfere with the big damage that they're presenting? Like, what do you think?
Well, it's funny because I feel like this tournament took more of a hybrid approach comparative to even last tournament, where they were full pedal to the metal. Yeah, we're saying how much of a freight train, or they're turning into bullet trains and they're going fast, but like it's more of a controlled fast at this point. Like somehow they still have that first turn mechanic where they brought so much control that they don't have to tank up necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Like the Zavala, the Laura, you're already tanky. They're bringing so much control and sustain at the same time that they're almost covering every base almost perfectly. They found that harmonious balance of enough damage, enough tankiness, and enough speed.
Exactly. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn this question over to the chat too. Chat. What do you see as the game-winning play here? What should Team Waika's pivot into in this potentially last game here? We got Waika's in the chat with us. Mad Expert is here. Genie's here. Mad Expert saying when the world needed Team Hamilton's most, we vanished into the night. Oh man, now the 4 teams are fighting. They're in. You know, it's like we got fire. We got water, wind, fire. Wait, look at this. Light and dark.
Then the Fire Nation attacked.
The Fire Nation, and now the Light and Dark Nation attacked. The LD5 Nation. That's what's on the line, guys. That medal. We only have 2 medals to give, and it's to the winning team.
Our first official 2v2 tournament.
And the customized hoodie looks like it's got that double zipper. I know I referenced Organization 13 last time, and I mean it. Actually, dude, so subtle. One of my favorite parts about that is actually the tag. The little red tag at the bottom had such a nice little flair. Like, I think that's like a COM2US tag or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like that little COM2US, just that little.
A little bit of like that red color in there.
The cherry.
That iconic
the
red.
Cherry on top.
So good. Why? Cuz
Simba.
explaining the technical problem said too many good procs, they broke the game. Come to us.
They had to rewrite the algorithms just for this 2v2 match.
Potentially the last one. If your seats have seatbelts on them, or if you installed them during the break, this is the time to buckle them.
Please buckle up. Why? Because reverting back to that that Yunhong first pick, which, you know, is it's wild. It's a little wild. Sometimes that shows us like, is this match already? Is our drafts becoming less intuitive?
Yeah, going more with what you're feeling. You know, sometimes it's possible to overthink. You just go with, yes, dude, Alucard. That's what I was talking about. I didn't want to say it, but I was literally going to say, I was going to suggest Abellio. I wasn't going to say Tyrannus. But like, dude, defense is anti-Sonia. Let's do this.
And I'm happy to see Tyrannus over Abellio because, you know, being an Artemil owner, Tyrannus, Laura, there's just so much defense scaling damage there that, like, I miss the season of Tyrannus.
Yes, and now Alucard brings something funky. Bring like a Hagang or something to like deny strip. You know, something akin to that. Whoa, why? Cause bringing a ragdoll.
This is very different.
A Hagang would low-key go kind of hard here just because of all the strip being represented here, and Alucard actually has consistent access to buffs between Tyrannus and Zeratul, but we'll see what he's planning. I'm not the one there. He's bringing Velasca. So, yo, okay, total change up. This is the sickest draft to me.
I think they just gave up the speed. I think it was what you were saying, Evan, is like, do you just give up that first turn? Like.
Yeah, and now look at this. You're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't, right?
And I'm afraid in this situation where it's like they have no speed lead going against a 33 speed lead, but you have high base speeds across the board, so, you know, maybe that will make up for it.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see a Velasca game, by the way. Like, that is kind of a bummer to me that it got banned, but I respect it.
You're always here for that content pick.
She's too powerful, man. She's like a more stylish version of Carlos, right? You know.
Oh yeah.
Very similar.
No, you love you love you some Carlos, right?
I do love me some Carlos, and she's doubly, triply devastating because she can attack AoE. This is it, guys. Pay close attention. Don't blink. This could be the last game unless Team Wycuz is able to turn it around.
That could be a huge play.
And we got a capture on the G.
Team Simba in a very promising position.
Now, do you stun? Do you reset the monkey? What's the thought process? Oh, you reset Gianna?
That I don't know. I mean, there is a huge chance that she does violent proc out, and then...
If she procs, that was big brain. If she procs, that was a super big brain play. Oh, double res. What is this monstrosity, this Zeratul, who wants to win the game so bad every time?
So far, we have a lot of damage coming from Simba's side, but Wycuz's side looking fairly healthy.
And targeting Zeratul, like kind of yielding the Gianna in a way. And there's some good control going out on the right side. Team Simba is not trying to give this up. Got a proc from the Okeanos. Get some cycling and some stuns. Everyone is controlled, Hero.
That was a lot of damage from that rain of stones. It was a lot of damage.
got the commentary from Pat.
He's like the Oganos. Yeah, this game.
Oh yeah, land everything in proc. Okay. Oh no, bro. I'm so sorry, Pat.
The Oganos Violent Proc, I feel it was one of those moments where you feel that the game has definitely been set in stone.
It's definitely that's definitely a kick while you're down. On the bright side, Yonhong's resisting. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Pat. I'm sorry. Just kidding. I'm
pretty sure that was asleep from the Laura on the dismount. So that's a double come up.
But I love the effort. More rocks, he says. He won 4. Team Simba with a 3-0 in the grand finals. They are the champions of the 2025 Guardians Club 2 vs 2 tournament. Congratulations to Team Simba. Wow.
Wow. Like a clean sweep. You know, they were a strong team from the start till the end. They stuck to their guns. They knew what they were about, and they made sure to drive that point home. Like I said, I think they just had that perfect balance, like, on their teams across the board.
Yeah, they were really well balanced teams. Waika says, "Talk about RNG. I dare you. I double dog dare you, dude." Okay, Pat. Absolutely, dude. Tell me all about how your RNG is worse than mine. It's not. Bro, I have great RNG. I can't say that. I'm sorry.
After watching his RNG, I have
oh my
amazing
God, bro.
RNG.
You'll never catch me saying that, Pat. Ever.
I'll take team 1% over Waika's RNG.
Yeah, compare yours to mine. I can't. They're in different leagues, bro. That's like apples and oranges, man. I can't do it.
Keeps on giving.
But it's clear that Team Simba can do it. They put in the work. They were the point leader in the round robin phase. They came through in a 3-0 in the finals. We have Simba and Zex on with us right now, the champions. What's going on, guys? Welcome back, Simba. Dude, that was incredible. And Zex, welcome aboard, man.
What's up?
What's up? It's good to see you. You guys made quite the impression, not just today, but across the entire tournament. You know, we heard from Simba earlier today, but Zex, I wanted to hear more about your experience with the tournament thus far.
Unfortunately, with Leo ban, it's very speed-centric. So it's kind of fine. I think speed is a very essential part of 2v2 meta, unfortunately. You secure speed lead, then you secure speed threat. I know Pat is complaining about RNG, but honestly, the draft and his runes holding him back, I don't think RNG was even a factor in the matches. I'm going to be real. But
throwing the shade.
Hey, but you know what? You fought for that right. You know, what is this for except but for bragging rights? I mean, you guys are walking home with the medals. You guys put in the work. You did a great job. So how was the I mean, we've seen the results in the gameplay, but what was the teamwork like leading up to this? What was the strategizing like?
I'll be honest, there's almost no prep work. We met like an hour before each match and just did just a little rerooting, double checking. We did a little bit of scouting on LDs. I already knew Pat was slower than Apsy on same lead against his Wunsa versus Kabila, so I already knew he was very slow. So it was pretty easy to outspeed him. We changed up from last week where we're picking Laura now because of high base speed, because they picked Ren, and I switched up my speed contests for the fact that our only loss, Ammo, took both my units, but he still won with luck stack. But you know, close game right now.
That was a great game. But yeah, it sounds like you guys are natural partners. Then you know, it's like even with little prep, you know, a little bit of scouting work, which is great. It's clear you did your homework, but the partnership really came out and came through in the gameplay. Like it was fun to see you guys fight.
All Simba.
No.
His count is crazy. His runes are crazy. It's totally all him. I didn't do anything, bro. I'm just a scrub.
This is not a thing. That's literally not a thing. I'll tell you right now. I think one of the biggest things for our partnership was that after we got a strategy down, I let Zex do most of the decision making for what we're pretty much attacking, targeting, or using skills, because like the last thing we need in a game like this where just time restrictions is back and forth. Maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. So I'm gonna let the great mind of Zex play chess, you know, Magnus Carlsen over here.
Okay, that's a little bit high bar from you, bro. Just RTA.
So Zex brought the decision making, and Simba brought the account.
Unfortunately, the way 2v2 works, there's not a lot of time to pick and ban. So you gotta be snappy with it. You gotta have your comps prepared beforehand. There's not a lot of very little pivoting because you just run out of time too fast. Hopefully they fix that in future updates.
Yeah. That's very true. You know, that was definitely a common thing that we've heard throughout the tournament. I know that's something that was that Pat was saying in the chat too. You know, it's a really quick timer for it, but you know, perhaps this is something that could lead to a gateway of changes for 2v2 in the future, because again, this is the first time that we've had 2 versus 2 in a competitive setting. So, you know, this is kind of putting it back on the map in terms of a lot of things, and I had a lot of fun watching it. And I think that the teamwork was really a big element too. We have folks in chat who are rooting for you guys the entire time. We got a mod ace in there saying, you know, Simba was my goat the whole way through. Look at that, dude. You got support. Simba's shaking his head.
Because he's, of course, he's gonna say it because he knows he's the only one that took us down. I mean, what do you want to say, man? I don't think I don't think so.
That's so funny. That's awesome. But I love the competition. You guys have a good competitive spirit, and you showed up and you won. So congratulations to both of you guys.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chat had to say Simba did it for the Knicks, apparently.
Sure.
He's like, sure, whatever got us the
dub, I guess.
Whatever chat wants for the most.
Whatever chat wants. I like that attitude.
He's obviously a Pacers fan, huh?
I did want to take a second to point out, though, with the 2v2 and the setting in the tournament, one thing that has been added for incentive to play 2v2 is that you actually get medals now for your arena endeavors. So if you want, you know, shape-shifting stones, LD scrolls, whatever it is, you actually get accredited for playing 2v2 now. So that is something that they added more recently, because when it did first release, it was just for fun, right? It was completely for fun. There were no rewards, there was no leveling. Now there actually is a little separate category. It's a little hidden, but once you go into 2v2s, you can unlock some earned rewards by playing it. So don't forget, there's also that aspect to it.
And when 2v2 comes back around, watch out for Simba and Zex on the ladder, because you guys could could bring it back, reprise the role as teammates on the ladder when 2v2's around.
I don't know. We can just retire undefeated. You know, there's also that option.
Yeah, that's a good one too. You can hang up the cape and be like, we're practically almost undefeated. You know, that Shiho was kind of crazy. That Shiho was wild.
Hate you, man, expert. God damn it.
Oh, damn. I mean, if they make a ranking ladder for this, I would consider playing, but you know, unfortunately, it's only like a 1 week, 2 week thing. So it's like very short. It's like really not worth it other than just having fun. And then the key times you get like 20 minutes or to an hour after you win too much. So maybe when they fix that, I'll consider it.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep that in mind, and I'll do what I can to send that forward as well. Guys, I want to thank you again, and also congratulations to both of you. This was awesome. It was great watching you play. Thanks for doing a post-match interview.
No, thank you. Appreciate
it.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Congrats again.
Take care.
Peace.
Look at that. Guys, our champions, Team Simba for the Guardians Club tournament. 2 versus 2 in 2025. That was awesome, Hero.
Man, what a tournament. I feel honored. I've gotten to host, I think, 3 of the 4 or 5 tournaments. So, man, what a journey. Yeah, it was fun doing this with you, Evan. I hope we get to do it again. Chat, thank you guys for being here and being a part of this, supporting us. You know, it's always fun. I love the concept of 2v2. I hope that we get to touch on it more. I hope that we get more changes going forward with it. I'm so excited.
Me too. I really liked what Zex was talking about in there as well. You know, he had some really good feedback and suggestions. I mean, who better to take feedback from than the folks who have spent so much time with 2v2 over the course of the round robin sector of the tournament as well as the finals. So that was great. And thank you to everybody who participated in chat as well. We got a Mod Ace and Mad Expert in here. We got MD5. We've had Bloom. We've had everybody in there. And we want to give you guys a thank you gift. So we got 3 more Mystical Scrolls as well as some energy. Energy is extra important right now because we got the 11th anniversary event. So as you're farming, you can get those emblems, which you can spend in the premium shop. So make sure you're farming. Seriously, like even more so, not just as a meme, like actually farm and it'll get you good stuff.
There's a lot of rewards out there just for farming right now.
Exactly. Yeah, there is. So one more time, Hero, dude, thank you so much. That was awesome. That was really fun, dude.
Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for trucking through my commentating, but I hope you guys had fun with us today.
It was great, dude. It's so much fun. And chat, thank you guys for watching, not only today, but the entire tournament run. So please let us know if you enjoy this. I mean, by this point, I think you enjoy it. If you're here watching, I'm hopeful that you enjoy it, because I loved it and I want to see more 2 versus 2 in competitive Summoners War in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.